Thank you very much, Presiding Officer, and I remind members of my register of interest that I own a house and I am a private landlord. To ask the First Minister whether the Scottish Government's policy to require households to replace their fossil fuel boilers with heat pumps or other green energy systems in off-gas properties by 2025 and in on-gas areas from 2030 is still going ahead.
First Minister.
Our 2021 Heat and Building Strategy committed to introducing legislation to phase out the need to install new or replacement fossil fuel boilers. We will consult very shortly on detailed proposals for a Heat and Buildings Bill to ask everyone across Scotland to help us design and deliver this in the best way possible. That consultation will provide more detail on when and how the proposed changes will take effect. Moving to clean heating systems will tackle climate change, reduce the exposure of homes and businesses to volatile fossil fuel prices. But our 2021 strategy also set out the need for the UK Government to take urgent action. That includes rebalancing gas and electricity prices and making sure that energy companies themselves are playing their part in delivering this vital transition. Let me be clear, Presiding Officer, we simply cannot meet our legal targets in tackling climate change if we do not end our use of gas boilers.
Edward Martin.
And I thank the First Minister for that attempted answer. I'm not sure I'm any clearer whether those targets will be met. It appears we'll have to wait. But First Minister, I'm sure you'll agree with me that it's absolutely vital that we do reach net zero. And in order to do so, we need to take the public with us. Does the First Minister therefore acknowledge, like some of his SNP MSPs do, that the unrealistic and poorly thought-out policies set by his Green Party colleagues in government, such as this one and the DRS scheme, are causing more damage in reaching net zero than they are in achieving it?
First Minister.
Presiding Officer, we get to the crux of the Conservatives' issue and problem here is that in the very face of a climate crisis that in the summer engulfed many parts of our planet in flames, has flooded many other parts of our planet in the recent weeks and months, at home and abroad. We have a Conservative Party that tell us they're not climate sceptics, they're not climate change deniers, but oppose every single measure that this government brings forward to tackle climate change. So every time we bring forward a sensible proposal that's necessary to meet our targets, and we all voted for those targets, they're opposed by the Conservatives. The Conservatives have to decide what side they are on. Are they on the side of trying to protect and save this planet, or are they on the side of climate deniers and climate sceptics? They have chosen to make climate change, shamefully, a culture war election issues. Tories aren't just bad for Scotland, not just bad for the UK, but it seems they're bad for our planet too.
Supplementary, Fergus Ewing.
Presiding Officer, we all agree that there is an acute housing shortage in this country. Yet, Homes for Scotland, Cala Homes, Taylor Woodrow and Persimmon, all major house builders, have all warned repeatedly that the heat pump targets, especially for new builds, have had the effect of forcing up costs of house building so that fewer homes are being built in Scotland. So, if the First Minister wants to tackle the housing shortage, will he consign the Green Party half-baked pie-in-the-sky policy in the bin where it belongs, alongside deposit return and highly protected marine areas? And will he recycle his Green ministers to the backbenches where they belong, and then meet with industry and real experts, actual experts, to work out a plan to solve the problem?
A response to the First Minister.
Well, perhaps the applause from the Conservative benches might demonstrate to Fergus Ewing that his proposals are not the most sensible that he is suggesting that we bring forward. I do not believe that we can simply put our head in the sand and ignore the scale of the climate crisis that we are facing. Yes, house building and house construction is facing challenge. Just look at sky-high rocketing inflation caused by the Conservative government. So yes, let's tackle skyrocketing inflation. Let's tackle some of those high construction costs. And of course, we have several, not just targets, but significant investment in house building over the course of this Parliament and beyond. And when it comes to ensuring that we replace gas boilers, Presiding Officer, we will not consign that policy at all to the dustbin of history. In fact, history will judge very poorly those who are climate sceptics or indeed climate deniers in the face of a climate crisis that is harming our planet.
Mark Ross.